Thanks, Lee. For those who haven't met yet, my name's Tim Brooks, 12D and 12D Synergy Training Manager. So I'd just like to spend a few moments to talk about some of the changes coming to version 14 setup and library files. For those that were here for the version 11 conference or technical forum, you might remember that we did a lot of work on the files that came shipped with that 12D model. Okay. So as part of an initiative by the IPWEAQ, in conjunction with us at 12D Model, all those files have now been developed further to form what we are calling the Public Works standards. So what's happened so far? Towards the end of 2016, Lee nominated myself to go along to meet with the IPWEAQ councils and assist in making their dream of a common standard become reality. So the IPWEAQ had been meeting for some time before this, but had not ventured into the actual customisation too much, other than their own councils having their own and sharing it amongst each other. It's comprised of a meeting between two different groups. There was a survey group and a CAD/design group. In these meetings, the biggest item discussed was the names.4d file, of course, and all the string coding and model naming within it. From here, we went to what was required for outputs. So for DWG, what the plotting of long and cross sections should look like. All these items came together by either all the councils either submitting their own examples or us at 12D providing an example and then getting feedback on the changes required and as agreed on by the groups. Codes have been kept generic as to allow use anywhere, not just in this region. And from feedback so far, we are starting to get people using this in other states and New Zealand as well. So who knows? Maybe we can have a common standard. We've had an article in the IPWEA magazine. Some of you may have got to see this. I got a bit ripped off, cut out of my own article. So why do this? So I guess the question here is, who develops the standards for their own company? You can put your hand up if you want, if you're still awake. There's quite a few of you. Then the next question from that is, do you have the time to maintain those? Probably not. You'd probably rather be designing a road somewhere or picking features up out in the field. And your boss is probably a whinge about the non-productive time in maintaining them as well. And again, who likes developing these files? If you do, you need a new hobby. And of course, there are some companies that don't even have a 12D model champion as such. So they don't have anyone to set up their customised library. The other thing is, you may have worked on projects that span multiple authorities or different borders. So whose standards do you use? These are the outcomes that were sought here. So all these are in the new Public Works standards, and they'll come shipped with version 14 out of the box. So that's all the setup and library files you can see listed there. I'm not going to go into any detail here about, this string changed to that string name and that sort of thing. We'll hopefully post something in the forum for that. The councils have been testing these changes. Most of it's done. There will be some minor changes here and there. However, these groups will continue to meet into the future and agree on any additions or changes. If you wish to use them in version 12, so this is for you guys, there's now a location on the 12D Model forum, so you can download and put them into your version 12 user folders. They'll work in version 12 just as they will in 14. Can you have your say? Yes, to a certain degree. You can provide your comments via the 12D model forum here, but any changes will go through the survey and or CAD design groups for implementation. And please don't post things like, oh, but I use CL instead of RS for my super alignment names, okay? The councils have all changed, I'm sure you can too. If not, you can use it as a base and make minor changes as you see fit. There are still some more files to come. For survey, Paul Hardwick and myself, I've been working with the councils to update survey mapping files. There's some macro transfer to help with transferring to field codes still to come, some label map files, and some 12D field codes and style sheets for post-processing. Hopefully we'll have those soon. For the design, we're also looking at updating the snippet library to include template snippets that match the IPWEAQ standards. Also, hopefully soon we'll have some documentation for the public works standards. This will include ones for survey and design, covering the manuals and procedures. Again, we'll upload these to the 12D model forum when they're available, and I also believe the IPWEAQ will make them available through their website. All right, so if you have any questions or want some more information, you can catch up with me later on. But for now, I'm going to hand over to Owen, as he's been responsible for the PPF development, and he's going to show you all about them. Thank you.